Hi everyone, hi everyone, hi everyone, hi everyone. All right, my name is Godfrey Kelechi Godfrey. My friends call me K, and welcome to 90 minutes of personal finance. And I have my home girl here. I have my home girl here, Tolu Akemi. Hi Tolu, how you doing?
I'm fine.
I think my network is a bit bad. All right, hi Tolu, hi
Uh,
Tolu. How's that? You're back to Abia, right?
no, I'm still in Ife currently.
Ah, you're flexing like you left me in Uma here and you ran back to. This is how our friendship is going to be like.
I don't even know what to say sincerely because I actually ran away. I should not lie. I ran away from Umaya. I should not lie. I don't know what to say. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
It is what it is. All right, so look, quick one. We have 30 minutes. I have three or two other people that will come up later. So we have 30 minutes just brush up this non-personal finance. I have like Try Financial, I have Money Talks with Ife. So first off, I was amazed with what you did here in Umahia, where you got core members and you guys were able to save in six figures. Not twice, or not once, you guys did it twice. I think I was part of the second one, and you're finally doing the third one again. So yeah, when you're trying to tell core members that okay, what they'll first say that what they're earning is actually very small, and then you're trying to tell them to
Yeah.
save, and they'll be like, "How can I save from 33K?" I mean, if you're to share 33K daily, it is 1K every day, and we have 30, 31
Yeah.
days, so we're probably left with 2,000 naira or 3,000 naira. If it's in February, we have like 4 or 5K. So tell me, how did you get core members to save six figures, six figures in like 3 months?
Wow. Okay. How did I do it? Sincerely, I don't have like a breakdown or step by step. I don't have a step by step because I was just winging it. I was also a cop by myself, so I was just winging it.
Yeah, true.
But one thing I knew I had was I just had this belief that it was possible
It was
at the end
possible.
of the whole year. I had this goal for myself first. So it started with me first. So I had this goal when I was going for NYC that I was going to finish NYC with at least six figures of 100,000 naira in my account as
Mm,
saving.
mm, mm, mm.
I had that goal. I've had that goal since because I started this my savings journey since 2019. So I've had that goal a long time. And after that, I was just being myself. And then few people came to my DM and they were like, they would love to do this also. So I said, okay, this is what we can do. We can help each other. So let's just put accountability to it. Let's put focus to it.
Okay,
And then we just
accountability.
it was and we just started and there were times that I would get calls like Tolu is not easy.
Is
Once I but I just
guy.
we had this
I'm a working class. I'm a working class here. I will tell you straight up, it's not easy. So when I look at a core member pushing this way, I'm like, Benny, what is your magic? Like, what is your secret? What is it? What is it that you're doing that I find it hard?
it's rooted and grounded in my belief and the goal I wanted to achieve at the end of my service year. That's what I'm going to say. It was not easy. So it was not like it was magic because there were months that I would be hungry. Like yo, I would be hungry and I'll be looking at the money. There was time I had like 75,000 naira savings, right? From NYC alawee, and I was looking at the 75K and I was hungry that day. Like
Guy,
you cannot leave me. I was are you sure
don't
you are okay? Whenever I think of it and I say, at the end of this is what I want to be able to say. That keeps me grounded and that keeps me going anytime.
me that imagine me that likes food. Yeah. I'm looking at 75K in my account and I'm hungry. You're telling me I cannot bring out 5K to actually go and
Yes,
flex my life. Are you telling me there was no cheat period in between the whole saving plan?
there were. I should not lie. There
Eh,
were. Oh,
Okay, so come clean, Tolu, come clean. You're talking to your guy. I'm your guy.
it was, yeah, there were days like that, there were weeks like that. But one of the things that helped me was having was coming up with a structure, was coming up with a budget. Do you understand?
Okay.
So I came up with a budget that would work for me. There was a time I had this application. Whenever I spend money, I record it. So I was able to come
Okay.
up with a rule that works with me over time. So I remember when I first started, I did the app. I used the app faithfully. So I was able to know. I was able to know that in a month, at least I drink 3 bags of pure water in a month. So I was able to know that
Wow.
if I buy three, yes, if I buy 3 bags of pure water, I can drink it for the whole month. So I was able to now get a cheaper place for me that I can be getting pure water. So I was able to look for a cheaper place. So I, I would say for my first 3 months helped me come up with a budget plan
A
so
budget
that
plan.
I could now know how to maneuver, how to do myself for the next month. There was even a month like that they paid us alawee very, very early. Oh my God, I think that was December. They paid us alawee like on the 18th or 19th
No
of the
more, no
month.
more. Or even when there is Salah, or even Salah period too. I know they pay early.
This is alawee that you are supposed to use for January. Can you imagine? Can you see these people? I like that month was for me. That month was really, really tough for me. That was the month that I practiced Daniel fasting. I knew what Daniel fasting means
Away.
that month. I'm telling you. And then I tell people that it's not easy. They just think that I'm just saying it for cliche sake. It was not easy because because one of the things I do is the first thing I do whenever I get my alawee is to save. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't care. The first thing I do is to save I've saved 5,000 naira. As the thing is coming inside, you see me transferring 5,000 naira bam into the account
Straight up.
straight up. That's the first thing I do. So whatever now remains, so after paying tithes, after paying this, after doing my food stock, after stocking the house with food, whatever now remains, I will now divide it. Is it 200 I will be doing per day? Is it 500 I will be doing per day?
Day
Is
per
it
day.
that? I'm telling I was rigid, I was dogged with it. I'm not gonna lie, it was not easy. So when I say it was not easy, just like you see that December and that January, I experienced what they meant when they say that be careful not to spend all your money for dirty December or else
For
that
30
man will go.
December. Ah! 30 December.
Oh, that January you go drink. See that January, well, I see. I think that was the month I grew closer to God. Well, the way I grew closer to God, it was deep because I was like I was fasting. Whenever I eat, I would cook food and I would make sure the kind of food I'm cooking is something that is flexible that I can
Okay.
combine with something
Something
for the
else.
night. It's as I said, everything was rooted and grounded in that idea I had that when I'm done with NYC, I want to be able to boast of at least 6 figures as savings from NYC alawee. And I did it.
No,
When I looked at it,
you didn't eat once, you did it twice.
my
No, you
brother,
did it twice.
my brother, it's not easy. I'll not lie, but we did it. And then another thing that really, really helped me was I was not just a copper that didn't know how to
Okay.
do other things. A
Okay.
copper who was good at content writing, who was good at WhatsApp marketing, who was good at public
Okay.
speaking. You understand? So I had other skills that kept me afloat. Whenever, like for example, now I have a particular skill of mine that pays for my data subscription every month. Do you understand? So I
I
have a
get you.
particular skill that I use. Whenever I get paid from that skill, I use it to do my subscription every month while I was serving. And this is me doing subscription of 10,000 naira per month.
Per month. When people will
Month.
be like, how can you save 6 figures when you are just a copper? And then like, what about feeding? What about this? What about this? What about this? But you're just making it more easier. Let them understand that even though you're getting the number that's tricky, there are things by the side that was actually getting you more income. That were taking care of different kinds of expenses on the side. You see that
Exactly.
data owned bar? That data owned bar is very important. Because yeah,
Yeah.
we're like a level. I won't say we're in a generation whereby you need the internet at all costs.
But if you want to truly live a fulfilled life, you have to have data.
You have
You can't say
so
you.
you're so can we say now data is life?
I'm telling you, you know, Ethel is one of Ethel is using that tagline.
That
Ethel is
that
using it.
tagline.
Yeah, Ethel is using, and they are correct, and it's true. It's not like I've seen some of the advertisement, and I'm like, yo, you guys are saying the truth. If there's no data, we can't be doing this thing that we are doing.
All right. So if you're joining us, we're talking about 90 minutes of we're on 90 minutes of personal finance, and I and Tolu were discussing about savings and elements of personal finance. Now, Tolu is an ex-corper. She served in Umahia, and she put up a community that was able, like each individual was able to save 6 figures. She gathered core members, and they were able to save on 6 figures. Not once, they did it twice. And we're talking about 100K, 120, 150 from 33K alawee. If Tolu can do it, oh my God. If Tolu can do it, everybody can do it. So let's shift down to personal finance proper, because I believe saving is one thing, but you understanding how the personal finance, how your personal finance work was another area that gave you, the upper hand. Because recently you just talked about budgeting, yeah? And I don't think most people really understand what budgeting really is. They feel it's just you getting a piece of paper and writing what you need to buy and what you need to get and all of that and just dump it at one corner. I feel you need to emphasize more on that budgeting aspect for people to actually grasp, especially young people, because I believe many students have this issue when it comes to money. They don't know how to actually, if students is giving like 50K, you talked about 33K for you. The student is giving like 50K as upkeep or pocket money, whatever the case may be. And then you'll be surprised that in like 3 weeks, you're already dead broke. Like dead as broke. I understand the possibilities of textbooks and everything, but I feel that there are a couple of things you can share that can help even Nigerian students be more equipped for their next phase.
Okay, if I'm to say a little bit about budget, this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say I've been in that position where when I was an undergraduate, let me say this, when I was an undergraduate, my folks were giving me good money. I was in that generation of receiving good money. But after 2 years,
What's your definition of good money? What's the definition of good money?
then, at least I missed my peers and stuff. I was collecting good money. Do you get?
Okay.
If you hear the amount I was collecting, to you, it might not, because it is relative, right? But to me, as at then, I was not spending much. My mom would always make sure she gives you full stuff. Like throughout parts, maybe like semester 1 or semester 2, you won't need to buy full stuff. That's the kind of mother I had. My mother made sure you have food stuff. So the money should be for other things. Do you understand? That's the kind of mother I had. How was I able to navigate that and come up with budgeting, this with that? As a result of that, I was able to learn some few things that really helped me. But when it comes to budgeting, this is how I was able to triumph in that aspect. Like I said, I used the first 3 months. So this is what you need to do, just in case maybe you're like, how should I start? I want to really start this budgeting thing. You need to know what exactly you are spending on. That is the way budgeting, that's where budgeting starts for. Getting to know the meaning and all those stuffs are good. All those ones are theoretical. But me, I'll tell you, I live a practical life. This is me for you. So I feel like one of the things you need to pay attention to is you need to pay attention to tracking the way you are spending money.
Okay, tracking your expenses.
Immediately you decide that I want to be able to know how to budget my finances. I want to be able to know how to do better with budgeting. You need to now start paying attention. Track every. If you see, I can show you proof. If I buy chewing gum, I write it down.
Guy.
I'm telling you. It was not easy. When I said it was not easy, I meant it was actually not easy. If I buy chewing gum, I'll put it down 10 naira. If maybe like I buy pure water, I'll put 10 naira. If there are days maybe where I was able to get a free ride, I will write it there. There's supposed to be
free
transport.
But you got free ride.
So I went to put it there. So when I tracked that the first month, the second month, when I got into the third month, I was not able to see like things that were occurring. You know, I could see things that were occurring at the same time. So I was able to now say, okay, so when I tell you now that I drink at least 3 bags of pure water per month,
You're sure?
I was sure of that. I was able to know as a result of tracking. As a result of tracking my expenses. So that's what you need to do. You need to now start paying attention. And there was this app I used, Money Manager on Play Store.
Money manager.
That was the app.
The red one or the yellow one?
The yellow one, my brother. The yellow one. The yellow one. So I was able to come up with this. And when I was able to come up with it, I now had to now group my expenses into like a family. So I could say food. I could say things like that. Was I was able to get a skincare product of like 15K. When I posted it, then people were like, "Oh, Kemi is doing fine." For me to buy that, I saved for at least 4 good months to be able to buy it. I'm telling you, I saved for 4 months for me to be able to buy a skincare product that I have been eyeing and I have been wanting to use. That is it. Do you understand? So by that way, I was able to now say, okay, this is what I buy, this is what I buy. So I was able to say, okay, when it comes to food, I can buy 2 buckets of rice that will serve me for 4 months. I can buy beans that can come up with food timetable. So you can understand. I was able to come up with food timetable, and I was able to schedule it that every Thursday I would always take myself out.
Okay, that's the cheat code. That's the cheat code.
Budgeting. So every Thursday after my CDS, the choice is my favorite. The choice was my favorite place. I'll go to the choice. I'll buy a chicken. I'll buy meat pie. I'll buy donut. I'll sit down with a bottle of water, and I will take my book and I will be reading. And I'll spend at least 4 to 5 hours there. So I can say that I enjoyed myself. So that was how I was able to say, if I want to flex myself, I know where to bring out the money to flex myself.
To flex yourself.
Understand? So tracking helps me by tracking my expenses for 3 good months. Helped me to come up with a structure that was workable, and that structure now helps me
3 months strategy.
So that it now helps me in budget. So I was able to say, if I buy food stuff this month, I don't need to buy it in the next 2 months.
In the next 2 months.
I don't need to buy food stuff in the next this. When I buy pure water, I don't need to buy this. So I was able to come up with things that was working for me. So I could say my data, I knew when my data was always finishing. I knew that between 18 and 21, in those days, my data will finish. So I need to do this particular thing to be able to give me the money for my data. Do you understand? And there was also a month that my brother just looked at me and just said, "You this girl, let me bless you with money." Immediately my brother blessed me. I threw it inside savings fast. I threw it inside savings, so I did not spend it. So I threw the money inside savings. When my brother called, my brother said, "Bro, where you put that money?" I said, "Baba, the thing that enter savings, I beg."
Yeah, enter piggy vest.
I don't waste time on top of this. Immediately I remove my savings, it enters it. So that helped me stay dedicated, and I was living within my means. Even though sometimes some of my fellow corpers will say, Tolu, hey, Tolu, there was a month that I didn't eat, I didn't cook at all. I ate outside all through that month, and I did not go broke.
Wow.
I'm telling you, there's this woman in FMC that sells our kind of food.
Amala.
Understand? Our kind of food. That woman knows me. Just go to that woman and tell that woman, one lady like this that speak Oyinbo too much. She knows me. That's what she calls me. She'll be telling me, "Sister, your Oyinbo is too much." I go there, I buy my food, 550, 600, I'm good. I enjoy myself. I'm going with.
And you ran that for 1 month.
I'm telling you. So it's possible for you to be able to budget, but for you to be able to budget wisely, it takes time. You have to actually pay attention and say, what am I spending my money on? I do this. I can give you proof. If I buy pure water, I will write it. If I buy chewing gum, I will write it. You know, there are times that there was even a time when I noticed that I was already buying pure water outside too much. I
Too
bought
much.
but not this Coke and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I used to outside, I would take it to work. I'm telling you, there was a time I had to carry Gary, I had to buy Gary and put it in my office. I'm telling you, I bought Gary, I bought sugar, I bought granules, I put it in my office. Whenever there's no need for me to go and be buying things outside for lunch, I'll just carry my cup, put the Gary inside and drink it, and I'm fine. So it's possible to save 100,000 naira as a copper.
As a copper, Tolu, you just blew my mind. Like, when you're trying to do this, people will be like, you are too cheap, you are too frugal. I mean, this girl, she doesn't like enjoying herself and all of that. But I think even the Bible says it, for you will suffer a while and all of that. I won't really see it as suffer. I feel as training.
It's not suffer.
I,
Let me put that out there. It's not suffer.
okay.
It's not suffer. Let me tell you something. That money I saved, that 100,000 naira I saved, if I tell you the things that I have been able to use that money to do now, it will surprise you. Imagine me when I came home, when I came back and I dropped my bag and I was doing all these things, and my dad was, because my dad is the kind of person likes to discuss, but my dad loves discussion and all those stuff, and we were talking. My dad was like, I know that you saved money. How much did you save? And when I told my dad, if you see, I could see the proud, I could see it. But I was able to now pitch, I was able to pitch an idea to my dad, and my dad just gave me his word that, let me see what you can do with this idea in 6 months, and then I can see if I will give you the remaining capital.
Ah,
I'm telling you.
Lion den.
It looked like I was kind of in quotes suffering or putting myself in a box or all this. But at the end of the day, you have to look at the long run. That's what you have to focus on. Because NYC, this was the pitch I gave myself when I was going to NYC. NYC is 12 months.
It's 12 months.
What can you do with your life in
12 months?
Future self will be super excited and happy you did. And one of the things I told myself was, if I can save at least 100,000 naira and I come out with it and I use it for these ideas that I have, and I'm able to make something out of them, it can actually do well for me. Now, my parents are they're not even forcing me to work. They're not forcing me to work because they see what I'm doing and they love it. And my dad is like, okay, great. Do you understand me? There was no need for me telling my dad that I want to buy a laptop. There was no need for me saying I want to change my laptop battery. I changed it myself without him even knowing, until when he saw me and he was like, my daughter is doing well. Do you understand? So some things just gives you the respect, the honor without even you saying anything. Just by you putting yourself through a rigorous how will I call it now? Rigorous experience, and then it gives you a ripple effect that even yourself you're like, all I did was to just save. I just saved. That was all I did. But I'm happy I did.
I'm happy you did, because if you didn't, we won't be having this conversation right now. Because
can you?
If you didn't, when you were posting about your savings community back and forth, I was like, what's this girl's actual plan? I mean, you are a copper. You're talking about savings community. How much you guys earn? When I thought about this over and over and over, I'm like, okay, let me just join the community and see what's going on. And I was shocked. I don't know if you noticed that there was a serious competition at the end. Like we were like 3 people that were competing.
But I was getting DMs of, who is that guy? Who is that guy? Who is that guy? Who is that guy? I said, even myself, I don't even know what to say. I said, but I've stopped competing with him more. I stopped competing.
At the point when I was like, I thought all of you are coppers, yeah. But the kind of money you guys were throwing into the savings community, it became more like a competition. Everybody just wanted to save. Everybody just wanted to
Bruh.
save. Everybody just wanted, and the funny thing is, you can see everyone's portfolio at the same time. This one has saved 30K, this one has saved 40K, this one 50K. There's just somebody at the top, 80 something thousand. You now look at when I first came in.
Toluwalashe and Peculiar and Eunice, the three of them. I've even given up. Especially that Toluwalashe. I've given up. That guy is something else. That guy. You just be like, I just got the money and I don't want to spend it. And I'm like, bruh, what are you doing? But then it's beautiful, and I'm happy that I'm happy I started TOL Savings Community, because right now it's evolving into something more.
Yeah, I love what I'm seeing. I love what I'm seeing. And please, if you want to help your savings, you want to learn how to save, please reach out to Tolu Akemi at @IAM_Tolu Akemi. Please, what's that word used again?
In what sense? Which of them?
Like the owner of TOL. There was a word you told me earlier on.
Chief Steward.
All right, she's a chief steward of TOL Savings Community, where she helps Corpers, core members, save 6 figures. Not once, not twice. She keeps helping them save in like 6 figures. I mean, if I've not been in that community, I won't be saying all of this. So if you're just joining us, welcome to 90 Minutes of Personal Finance. I have 2 other people minus to come and discuss about different areas of money. So I and Don will be discussing about savings and some elements of personal finance, which also include budgeting, some areas about accountability, recording of expenses, and I have my notepad here is actually filled up. It's actually filled up. So we talked about accountability, she talked about focus, she talked about a belief system, and she talked about saving first before she spends. I have less. Okay, Tolu, our time is already over. I need to get Uncle Kayode, because see, I just stay online. The next one we're going to discuss about is Ponzi. We want to discuss Ponzi schemes and the Nigerian investor. So I know that's on that area where people throw money on. So if you're here, stay tuned and get Uncle Kayode on board. He's the CEO of Tri Financials. He's coming and we're going to discuss about Ponzi. So Tolu, it's wonderful having you. I will bring you back on that day. Siba, no. I want young people to really understand that there's so much you can do in money. And that's just the movement. That's just the ministry. So we're going to be doing this back and forth. I'm on a 3-month journey of bringing people down here on Instagram so we can discuss money fully, even different kinds of investments. And as long as it's money and it's affecting you and the economy, we're going to be discussing it here on my handle. So it's been wonderful having you. Thank you so much. I wish I could hug you right now, but don't worry. When next you come to Maya, I'll give you a hug.
Okay.
All right, Tolu. Bye.